Hey Honeybunches, have you heard of Ottolenghi? He's the guy with the pretty iconic cookbook called Simple with the lemon on the front that keeps selling copies and being at the top or near the top of best-selling cookbook lists. He seems to be changing how people are cooking in certain circles, like adding more veg to their plate, adding a Mediterranean flair to it, letting the vegetables sing, all that. My dad got the cookbook for Christmas and I was having a flick through it. These might not be the healthiest thing in the book, but my goodness did they catch my eye. They're oven fries with oregano and feta, which the recipe is online, so I'll link that below. And I thought if there is a really good feta that would sort of melt as well as remain chunky, then these would be really easy to veganize and seriously delicious. And just in one of my previous videos, a couple of you directed me to this recipe for feta, which is vegan, which a lot of people seem to say is better than any other method. Other method being like marinating cubes of tofu. And the difference is that you blend lots of ingredients together, not lots, but the tofu and refined coconut oil being the main ones. Using refined coconut oil so you don't taste the coconut taste. But yeah, so I melted that in the oven and then cubed up my firm tofu, just patted it dry in a tea towel. And I would have used a food processor in hindsight because more blade surface area would have blended it a bit more thoroughly, I think. I did use the tamper tool and all was fine, but yeah, a food processor would be better. Then the other ingredients were lemon juice, apple cider vinegar, onion powder. You could add some garlic powder or something in that department too, that would be good. Or some like mixed herbs. Yeah, and then the melted coconut oil, lid on. Gave it my best effort in blending. You can see it gets a bit stuck. I did just sort of mix it with a spoon afterwards because it wouldn't go down to the bottom. But you can see it's crumbly but also smooth, but because there's coconut oil in there, you put it in the fridge so it does set as coconut oil would as it chills, which creates a very feta-like texture. It's very cool. Anyway, later in the day, when it was more like the time to be eating chips, I scrubbed them clean but didn't peel them because the skins get extra crispy in his method, so you want to keep them on even though the scrubbing was a bit of an effort. I use like yellowish potatoes. Some are more yellowish than others, but they were in that hue, so all was good. And you parboil them for about 7 minutes so they're soft around the edges because there's so many chips. I did this in 2 batches, and yeah, there was like 2 kilos worth, and we did kind of eat 95% of them between 3 people because they were that good. Yep. I added them to a bowl, and then the ingredients, you toss them in before cooking. He said sunflower oil, but I only had grapeseed, so I used that, and salt. I would definitely hold back on the oil. It said 6 tablespoons, but there were at least 3 tablespoons left in the bottom that wouldn't sort of coat them. Well, left over from coating. Then you spread them on lined baking trays, and you need to not overcrowd them. And cook them at a super hot oven. I think it was like 230 degrees Celsius for about 50 minutes. I turned like 3 times. Then 5 minutes before you think they're done, I added lots of chopped garlic to like 1/4 cup of olive oil and fried that, which is the best sound and the best smell ever, I think. I'm a fan of garlic. And then you pour that over the pretty 99% done chips, and then cook them for like 5 minutes more, and your house will be smelling incredible if you're a fan of garlic, that is. And then you take them out, and while they're still glisteningly golden and look like little rays of golden sunshine nuggets, sprinkle over your oregano. I don't know what I was thinking. I was sprinkling over thyme, but actually thyme was really good. I added oregano later, but yeah, if you want to try them with thyme, I would recommend that. 110% was delicious. So you can see how the feta consistency changes, and if you're doing this, don't be shy to leave chunks of the feta larger because it melts because there's coconut oil in it. Very cool. Yeah, it would fool lots of people. It tasted very dairy-like in my opinion, the feta, and the chips were ridiculously crunchy and really tender in the middle. I was a big fan, and as was my family. Definitely the best chips I've had outside like deep fried category, I would say. They were so good. I'll leave the links to all the recipes I used, and maybe put like the recipe typed out if you want to make it from the different sources and with my tweaks yourself. Yeah, thank you for watching Honeybunches. Definitely one of the most delicious things I've ingested lately. So yeah, see you next time. Bye.